What's up, y'all? This is the first video in a series that I'm going to be calling Book Reviews and Lessons. In this series, I'll be talking about whichever book I've read this month, the lessons I could get from it, and reviewing it as well. I'll be finding lessons in books from anywhere from educational books to biographies, all the way to entertaining books just meant for entertainment purposes, similar to this month's. So this month's book is called Dungeon Crawler Carl. It is a fantasy book written by Matt Dinniman. I hope I said that last name right. If I didn't, please leave the pronunciation down in the comments below so I can correct that in the future when I talk about this. So it's the first book in a series that has 7 books currently, and an 8th one is scheduled to come out in 2026. This book is more or less about a man named Carl who just got dumped by his girlfriend and was left with her prize-winning show cat named Donut. Now, while life is beating him down with all of that, an alien invasion happens by a group called the Syndicate. They are destroying all of Earth's man-made structures to mine Earth for rare minerals. They're doing this at the same time that they decide to run a game show. And this season's edition of the game show is a dungeon crawl. So they open up and alert everyone that they can either enter the dungeon or try to survive on Earth's surface as it's being mined. Well, Carl takes this cat Donut and goes to the closest entrance into the dungeon, hoping to have a better chance of survival in the dungeon rather than on Earth's surface as they're mining. Well, within this dungeon, he quickly learns it is a deadly game show where he's having to fight small creatures such as mobs, fairies, really big rats, goblins. All of these are labeled mobs. All the way up to cosmic horrors. Things that you could only imagine would be terrifying to encounter. And he's having to fight these to just keep himself and the cat Donut alive until he encounters a person meant to help him called a trainer named Mordecai, who kind of guides him in the right direction. Also, the cat gets the ability to talk. I'm not going to tell you how, I don't want to spoil it, but the cat gets the ability to talk. They encounter other crawlers, other people who've entered this dungeon just trying to keep themselves alive. They encounter multiple mobs. They fight their way through a lot of things as the story progresses. The book itself starts off a little rough. It's not, the world building portion of the book doesn't really impress me. However, the book was recommended to me by someone who tends to have the same interests as I do. So I kind of kept pushing myself through the book, and as it went on, I found myself enjoying it more and more the longer the book went. I could kind of feel myself getting into the story and really enjoying it, and to the point of I actually was reading it on a plane and didn't hear that they were announcing we were landing. I also was able to find a really prevailing theme in the book and in the main character, Carl. Carl persisted. Humans persisted. People persisted. They fought hard. They went as hard as they could. And he was fighting creatures from, these small little rats to big rats, and that he was able to just stomp to death, all the way to cosmic horrors. Giant tentacle monsters, elementals that were basically god-level creatures, and he persisted. He was tested over and over again and just never gave in. And that seemed to be the story of all the crawlers that they put into the book, is they would be tested over and over again and just keep going. Life is full of struggles, life is full of horrors, but we all need to keep going. We may not have to fight giant rats every day in our life, but we have our own struggles and our own things that we're going through. And as the meme says, the horrors persist, yet so do I. And I think that that's a good takeaway from this book. Another theme I saw in the book is maintaining your humanity no matter the struggle. So Carl was able to encounter a group of people who were medical staff that maintained their humanity. They kept taking care of their patients no matter what. And I thought that was really quite cool and enjoyed it quite a bit, that was something that they were showcasing, is people are still human. They still care for one another. They're still willing to do things for each other despite the risks or despite what it may cost them. And I found that really beautiful, and it made me kind of think, okay, I need to be a little more human every day. And with that ends my short recap, review, and lesson of this book. So thank you for watching. Stay tuned for next month's book to see what kind of lessons I can get from it. And if you're interested in content related to personal growth, check out my channel for other videos. Thank you.